My agency tests over 300 ads every month for our clients, but it wasn't always like that. Our first campaigns, messy, total disaster. Burned budgets, poor ROAS, high customer acquisition costs, low thumb stop ratio. Fast forward, after 11 years with working with over 150 brands like Bread and Butter Pickleball, even Match.com years ago, we have spent thousands and thousands of dollars building out an ad ecosystem that helps scale our clients to millions of dollars in revenue. So what changed? Today, I'm giving you the entire blueprint on how we test those 300 ads from raw idea to launch, what makes a winning creative, and how to scale those winners. In fact, you'll see why most brands are leaving serious money on the table. So if you run a 7 to 8 figure D2C brand, this deep dive might change how you are running your ads. Let's get into it. So the first step in understanding how everything works is understanding what the system looks like that you need to have. The key is to understand exactly what that system is, how it works. So we have developed an entire mind map on how we work with our clients. And what you not going to necessarily get is a true behind the scenes, but you're going to start to see how all of these things work, even from a tracker management perspective, how we track all of these ads in ClickUp to ensure what we're doing works for our clients. You guys can see across the board, all of these have a whole system to understand how we can continue to repeat this whole process over and over. So what I want to get into first is an understanding of what is point A. The key to point A is an audit to understand what is happening with a brand in both Shopify, Klaviyo, and any paid media channel. The key is to understand where things are going, where they've been, and what the goals are and how to get there. So I want to walk through our growth map. This document is where we start to understand the economics of e-commerce. Customer acquisition costs, break even, margins, historic contribution margin to know how much money the brand is making from a gross profit perspective. What's all the COGS, shipping costs, everything has been removed. You can see this is a 7-figure brand. Last year, they did a total of 1.4 million. This year, they are already at 1.3 million with 4 months left to go and on track. Should probably hit around 185K, 200K in September, 250 in October, 350 in November, probably 320 in December based on having a cutoff date of shipping of roughly the 21st of the month. So they should hit roughly 1.8, 1.9, maybe $2 million this year. This is a smaller brand. We have larger brands like this one with a $217 AOV, 34% gross profit margin, $74 customer acquisition cost, and you can see that overall spend relatively low for this size brand, but they're doing, last year they did a total of 8 million. This year, pacing to do probably 10 million. So understanding these things makes everything extremely important because how we're going to implement the system stays the exact same no matter what is happening in the account. So the first step we do is understand the economics. Once we have the economics, we start going into strategy. Believe it or not, my agency has invested tens and tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even 6 figures of infrastructure around AI and systems. So what you're looking at here is a very abridged version or zoomed out version of how we are implementing databases for every single one of our clients. So what you're going to see is a variance of account where their account goals are put into a vector store to understand campaigns, goal tracking, accounts linked to Shopify, Google, Klaviyo, Meta, everything, documents, brand guidelines, etc. Performance on a daily basis, ads, creatives, which are going to be a different breakdown on how we're pulling from the API, snapshot data, revenue, click-through rates, clicks, to build the best agency built around systems and AI for the future to ensure that our clients are getting the best possible results using literally a database for every single client. This is key. So unit economics, our database with every single piece of information linked to every single one of our clients across all of these platforms to a granular level of headlines, descriptions, copy, image analysis, video analysis. And if you want more information on that, click this video right up here where I break down some of these workflows so that you have a better understanding. From there, one of the key standpoints is that every single Monday, we have a very detailed performance report for our clients that comes through from our AI systems. What we're essentially doing is taking every single data point coming through Meta versus Shopify to understand what is happening. So this is one of the reports with an executive summary, why it matters, performance insights, creative element analysis, audience performance, pattern recognition occurring within the account, and performance metrics that my team then re-implements into our strategy, our KPIs, and net new creative concepts. All of these include problem solution, features and benefits, social proof, us versus them, before and afters, testimonials, questions, and product showcases. All of these are then translated to our creative team to create an amazing catalog of ads, which you guys can see right here. All of these are approved. We have more in the works. We are creating so many ads backed by the data within these accounts. From there, every single ad is being tracked. So we have our account KPIs built out in ClickUp, and we have all of the ads with concept numbers that are in here with attachments on what those ads are, whether they're statics, iterations, production videos, more statics, what theme they're running, features, benefits, the product, the sprint name, the file, everything is included in here. What we're doing is then tracking all of the winners to understand the effectiveness of the ad on hitting those KPIs at volume, meaning we're spending thousands of dollars generating sales at KPI. All of the sprints are coming, and these are how we're testing for every single one of our clients. We're also including all of the losers to make sure that we are not making the same mistakes over and over again. Net new concepts and iterations off of existing winners. This system ensures that every single ad is getting spend only to efficiency, whereas if spend exceeds what our cost per acquisition target is, it's getting turned off to maintain that profitability that is key to a performance marketing agency. If we're not delivering profit, we are an expense, and then we are going to lose clients. So the key is a profit-first approach built around systems that allow for repeatable results. So in this account, you can see we are hitting those KPIs because if we're looking at only the ads that had delivery and those ad sets, you can see that the total amount of spend in the last 30 days, not a lot of money, $38,000. We are delivering insane results, $36, $34, $11, $50, $47, $15, $8.90, all of these with volume coming through. $697, $426. If we look into their growth map, we are delivering insane results. $43,000 total spend across Meta and Google, $501,000 in Shopify revenue, MER of 11.46, new customer revenue of $282,000, AMER of 6.47, customer acquisition cost of $27. Now, if we look at margins, 57% gross margin, our CPA to break even is $76, and we're getting a CAC of 27, which gives us contribution margin month to date of $261,000. If you don't understand this, I urge you to watch more of my videos because this creative and unit economics is the key to winning in 2025. These are the key to growing in 2025. I urge you, invest your time into understanding economics in relation to e-commerce, how contribution margin is effective, how retainers and COGS and expenses all relate to the bottom line, the OpEx of your business, and is your contribution margin, is that $261,000 allowing for you to cover your operating expenses? It should be. in theory. But if you're not generating $261,000 of contribution margin and you're generating $10,000 or $20,000 of contribution margin, does that cover your OpEx? If it doesn't, you either need to cut OpEx or become more efficient in your ads, or you can work to increase your lifetime value. But if you don't have a list that is built to increase that LTV, you got to be more efficient in your ads. Really hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, I have another video right up here, an hour and 15-minute breakdown of exactly how to implement more of these systems into your business. We'll see you guys in the next video.